but you know they're just gonna they're like the NPCs in Drangleic and Dark Souls 2 are like another player that you might speak to in real life with their own interpretation of what the hell's going on, you know. Yeah, it's kind of just up to you to kind of piece together everything from everyone that you talk to. And
I saw who's that guy who kicks you into the pit?
Patches, who's in every game.
What a jerk.
Patches
What a jerk.
Houlihan.
He's back.
He's back.
Patches is back.
It didn't seem like much of a joke this time.
He's got a really nice voice. I had to put him in the video because I can fit his voice in there. Voice acting is really great, by the way.
Yeah.
I think that's something I haven't mentioned, but yeah, they've got some people saying ridiculous lines, lines that you think a voice actor would look at and go, especially with the Japanese to English translation. It's just things that you don't say in English.
Yeah.
So you must imagine the voice actor going, well, that's just a bit silly, and no one would really say that, but they do a really good job of it.
Yeah.
And they do some out there ludicrous kind of like hysterical laughing, and you know, like people's souls being taken over and stuff like that, and they do a great job of that. But yeah, no, I just found that it was pretty fascinating, like the fact that the NPCs are just kind of just doing their best to make sense of this whole Souls thing as well, just as you are, except maybe they're not, you know, adventuring as much as you are. Maybe they're not seeing every aspect of the land like you are, because you're doing a bit better. Yeah.
Awesome. Is there anything else you think people should need to know about before the game comes out?
Well,
Shoot it.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's one NPC that levels you up now. I know that's old news if you're keeping track of what's new in Dark Souls 2, but when you get to the opening area of Majula, she's around there. Don't miss her. She's around the fire. And I say this because several people have played the game without realizing where you're supposed to level up.
Yeah.
And they've kind of been cursing the game and just playing for hours going, you know, what do I do? Where do I level up? And they end up kind of doing this like inadvertent one bro because they can't find a chick where you level. So she's around the first area of Majula, around the first fire. She's not immediately obvious, which is, you know, traditional fuck you Dark Souls.
That would have been a long one. And a break.
We have a question from the chat room.
Yeah.
Not sure if trolling or not. Ask John, what is best speed, I guess, run time is? I can do it in a minute 30.
Who asks?
Or 1 hour 30.
Who asks?
Bill teammate.
No, we can't. Shut up. Only the best speedrunners can do it in 1 hour 30.
Really? That's actually possible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. In fact, I think someone was getting close to around the hour mark. But it does make use of a massive glitch where you, after you get the Lord Souls, basically after beating Smough and Ornstein, you just jump down into the bit where the end boss is, and like before you kind of like, before it cuts out, or actually no, maybe it's during the loading screen or something like that, you quit out of the game into like either the Xbox or PlayStation, you know, menu, and then you get back in, and then you're like inside the boss area. So then you get one shot to take on the boss.
Right.
And you pretty much have to be a pro at parrying by that stage because you're not going to be very strong. So you have to just kind of parry.
Parry the shit out of him.
Yeah, parry the shit out of him. But I actually did get to kind of a stage where I was speedrunning it a little bit. Like when I made that early weapons guide.
Yeah.
I was speedrunning the catacombs.
Yeah.
So I was speedrunning like individual sections of it, because in that guide you basically speedrun down to Pinwheel, take him out for the 10,000 souls, speedrun again down to the Undead Blacksmith for a fire weapon, and then all the shit in the Undead Burg. When you've beaten the game a couple times, you just speedrun past all that, take out the bosses, speedrun to Quelaag through Blighttown, speedrun Sen's Fortress pretty easy. You speedrun Sen's Fortress to the stage where it's like, not only are you speedrunning it, but you're actually using the traps for yourself, so that the traps hit the guards. Yeah. got to that stage with the old Dark Souls, but I couldn't do the super speed run tricks like there's like a staircase that you could jump over if you were really good on your way to Smough and Ornstein. I couldn't do that. There's another trick you could do in the Duke's Archives where, like, if you weren't doing the glitch speed run, you could do this Duke's Archive trick and like save yourself a half hour.
Wow.
Couldn't do that shit.
What?
I know. Unbelievable, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it's a really good game for speedruns.
yeah.
Really good, yeah. Just the amount of, like, you know, the tricks that you have to learn and the strategy that you have to apply and all that sort of stuff. And like variations on speedruns, like shield only and stuff like that. Like all that's, you can do this crazy stuff, but it's viable.
How the hell do you do the shield only speedrun?
Just shield bash.
Oh, right.
You can shield bash, yeah. And it's even more
That actually
viable.
takes away life.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
You've got guys like going up to bosses, just kind of like bashing them shields and stuff, and you can like enchant it. And
Oh,
Yeah.
true, yeah.
Dark Souls 2, you can dual wield. You can two-hand a shield, which means you'll the stamina when blocking is reduced.
Okay.
The stamina it takes, and also the shield. You can shield bash them for extra. So yeah, if you're like in a situation where it's like you're not going to deal any damage anyway, and you're just gonna you might have to block some shit. You might as well just two-hand your shield for a bit.
Cool, cool.
Cool.
You can even dual wield shields if you want. I've done it before. Shield on the right and left.
Yeesh. Let's talk about some Titanfall, shall we? I assume everyone's been playing some Titanfall, except for Heath.
Tit and
No?
Ball. I got like fucking 4 codes for that game.
And you haven't played it at all.
I played one game. I was I got a code for Xbox and PC, but I installed the Xbox version. I only played the one game, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty much done with this for the moment. I wasn't interested going in anyway, so it's not like I basically just wanted to check it out and see how the server situation was, and
not too great.
I like
Not too great.
doesn't do anything for me. I mean, I was excited about it when it was, something we saw at E3 and all the videos and that, but since learning about there being no local servers, it's like,
Yeah.
really doesn't do anything. I can go play something else that's going to have a way better response time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what did you feel that the ping was?
Yeah.
Like
They do
really
a good
bad.
So they do a good job of hiding it.
Yeah.
A lot of client prediction and I guess showing you like stuff that's happening, but not having it affect your game. Like they don't have rubber banding or anything like that that's in there.
Yeah.
But the minute that something happens to you, and for instance, say you die, and then it shows you the kill screen of what the person saw, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What just happened? And I had 2 instances where I got killed where I was strafing behind a wall. I was like popping in and out behind cover, and I was clearly behind a wall on my screen,
Yeah.
but I got killed, and I was like, what? And then it showed me what they saw, and I'm like out in the middle of the open, like just standing there. I was like, that is not what I was doing at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, that happened I think twice in the one game that I played, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty much like, I don't need to have this experience. If I wanted to play a laggy game,
Yeah.
I'll get a time travel machine, go back 10 years and play Quake or something. But other than that, like, it's not the prettiest game. I think Bioshock Infinite's a way better looking game than that. And the gameplay's really good, but it's not like, oh wow, this is next gen. It's, wow, this is a PC shooter that was out a couple of years ago even. It doesn't do anything too great.
I I kind of agree. Like I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I think it is a step forward for shooters. But I kind of agree in the sense that like this is the mainstream eating up the idea that indies have had for a while of mastering movement as well as aim. But it could be to a greater degree. Like the emphasis isn't as much on movement as I would like. Like Tribes Ascend, it was almost 50-50.
I think they're in a predicament there because they have to make it still functional for people who aren't
Yeah.
going to learn to master the movement.
Yeah.
Like, too many people will be buying this game and just wanting to,
Caught it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it actually works really well because you'll be at a significant advantage if you decide to master movement.
Mm.
Oh my lord. But you won't.
Oh my
Ah!
lord! Oh my lord! Will you be at an advantage?
I'm screaming at how much of an advantage you'll have. But yeah, you if you decide never to really bother, you probably won't be fucked, which is mildly positive. Although it does sort of take away the emphasis that. Oh my.
How long in the fucking key ref? Jesus. Yeah, the emphasis on the key of the game.
The key of the game, ref.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It makes me feel good because I know that I'm capable of mastering movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know I'm going to be able to slam all these douchebags who would just like to go prone in a corner somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I think before I can really pass judgment on that, I'd have to see all the maps.
Yeah.
But I do feel like there could be more opportunity for that in the level design.
I reckon they said they won't, like, they're not going to stop people from modding shit, but they're not coming out with mod tools immediately.
Mm.
I reckon a mod, sort of not surf map exactly, but a surf map style situation where you make a bunch of maps where, you know, the floor is lava
Yeah.
and just challenge people to navigate a tricky course where they have to.
Yeah.
Like Quake 3 tricks.
Yeah.
Just
I'd like to see a hard point though, with
shit
the
in
trick
this
jumping map.
Yeah.
You know, it's like to get to the point is a challenge, and then you would have to arrange people coming in through multiple entry points at the same time, pretty much, so to give the defender a hard time.
Yeah, so like some pro mode sort of maps.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Because that would be interesting to me, because I feel like, you know, I've played Tribes Ascend, and then this is kind of like a half step back from that, but still a step forward on the whole for shooters. Yeah, I don't know, I'm still having fun with it though. I'm at the stage where it's like, I'm having good fun, unlocked everything, max level, all that. I'm top scoring every round just because I choose to defend
Yep.
in hardpoint, which is like if you
So-
you choose to defend in hardpoint, you just get ridiculous points and you beat everyone. Yeah, it's at the stage where I see a dude on my screen, we look at each other at the same time. I twitch shot, and on my screen I hear the sound of killing him, I see blood and all that, but then he kills me, and he's somehow on 100% health, and yeah. Then I'm like, okay, fun game, but would not be able to take seriously because of this lag.
yeah.
So you've only been playing Domination. Have you played any Last Titan Standing?
No.
None at all.
None of that. All hardpoint.
Oh man, I think you're missing out. I think Last Titan Standing, I made a mistake. You're not able to summon a Titan again.
Okay.
But yeah, I still think it's my favorite mode. I mean, I love Domination. I love it especially because it emphasizes team play over just frags.
Mm.
But yeah, I feel like Last Titan Standing is actually sort of different. Like once you get, it's really hard to play in a pub game because you've got to sort of, it's, you know, it's like getting you motherfuckers to start a fucking podcast on time. You've got to get everyone to start working together and doing things all in the right way. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
Am I going to lose this fucking game in the last 2 minutes?
No way.
I have been fucking this shit up constantly.
I just
Yeah, so you've got to sort of like focus, and you know, it takes a couple of rounds, but eventually your team starts to listen, and yeah, you start to work properly. Like, I would yell